So what is going on, guys? It is Oscar here, back again with another Uncharted 4 multiplayer video for you today, and today I'm going to be talking about the best / favourite plunder loadout that I'm using right now. So let's get straight into it. Of course, let's go into loadouts, and it's going to be obviously my custom loadouts, and it's going to be number 3. Now, as you can see, this is my favourite plunder loadout to use right now. I'm going to talk you through it, of course, going to explain why I like all of these different parts of the loadout. So let's get started with, of course, the main long gun, and that is going to be the HS39. Now, this is the hardest gun to unlock. I mean, the M14 custom is obviously the one that you need the most kills for, but at the moment the HS39 is very desirable. It's a very nice weapon, fast rate of fire, relatively good accuracy, and a very short downtime. It takes a very short amount of time to actually down an enemy, so very good weapon, of course. And for plunder, when it's very close quarters, the HS39 is the best weapon to be using for a long gun, because simply put, you can use it in any situation. You can use it from range to a certain degree, but it's incredibly good at close quarters. Its blind fire accuracy is not even that bad, but mainly it is a very good weapon up close, and that's very good for plunder, obviously, when everyone's going to be kind of situated around the idol. So definitely recommend using the HS39. In terms of its modifier, well, I've not unlocked any hero weapons for it yet, of course, and I've not completely unlocked all of the rest of the attachments. However, I would suggest the reload speed is a very good one, but also blind fire accuracy. Either one of those is very good, but reload speed is very useful when you're going to be actually reloading a lot, when you're going to be in lots of gunfights. So I would recommend reload speed or blind fire accuracy for the HS39. Moving on to the secondary weapon, or the pistol. Now, of course, we've got the pistole here. Now, this is a very good kind of blind fire accuracy weapon, and that's why it's very good when you're holding the idle. Now, of course, when you're using the idle, you can't use your long gun, you can only use your pistol, and so I suggest using something that has a very good blind fire accuracy, and a pistole is the best weapon for that category. There's no other weapon that's got a better blind fire accuracy, really. The Foster's a good option, but it's got a lot more loadout points. The pistole is a pretty good option, and also it's very fast firing. You can get 2 shots off in about a second if you double tap R2 very fast. So I recommend using the pistole for your pistol, and especially when you're using the idle, it's a great weapon for that. Moving on to the mystical. Now, this is a very easy choice for me. However, it does depend on what kind of player you are. If you're more attacking, I would recommend using Indra's Eternity. It is the best, single-handedly the best mystical for plunder. The fact you can use it when you're like right next to the treasure chest where you're dropping the idol, and then you can just slow an enemy down, and they're going to drop the idol because you're going to kill them too fast, and they can't put the idol in the treasure chest. You can also use it in other situations when you're trying to defend your idol carrier, and you can throw it at another enemy. They're going to be slowed down. Basically, this is an incredibly useful mystical for attacking players in plunder. If you're more defensive, of course, I would recommend using the Chintamani stone. Very useful for reviving teammates, because there's going to be a lot of players down in plunder, but I would certainly recommend Indra's Eternity for this loadout if you're going to be more attacking. And also, obviously pick one of the modifications. It's very useful, of course. The highlight targets is a little bit pointless for plunder, and the slowdown increase and the area of effect increase, they're the 2 you want to be going for. I've not unlocked the slowdown one yet. However, the area of effect is a very good option as well, because obviously it increases it by 25%, the area of where the Indra's Eternity will be. So moving on to my gear. Now, this is going to be this is quite subjective actually, but I would recommend using the smoke bomb, simply because it's got the least amount of loadout points, but more importantly, you can actually use it very tactically when someone is trying to pick up the idol. If you throw it towards where the idol is, there's going to be a massive smoke cloud around there, and that's going to enable you to basically pick off enemies by using the marking, which I'll get into in a minute. As you can see on the boosters, I've got marking there. But basically, if you throw a smoke bomb in and then you're able to mark enemies, you can pick them off without even them being able to know where you are, and then you can pretty much leave the idol to yourself, and you can go pick it up and help the team out, rather than have to kind of wander into the place where the idol is and get shot by loads of other enemies. So the smoke bomb is a very tactical gear, and I recommend using it for this loadout. Now, moving on to the sidekick. Now, again, sidekicks are a little bit, you know, up and down for people. Some people don't like them, some people do. I'm not really a big fan, but for plunder, it's a great option to use a brute, because the brute is so overpowered, basically, that if you spawn a brute right next to where your treasure chest is, you can literally just defend your treasure chest, your idol carrier, and it's going to be so easy to just kill enemies, and essentially it's going to be just cheap kills, but it's going to make sure that you get the idol. So I would recommend using the brute, basically, because it's the only real option for a sidekick. I don't really recommend using the savior because it's a bit pointless, it's too hectic. The sniper, again, a bit pointless. You might want to use the sniper in a situation where there's a lot of enemies crowded around the treasure chest, but to be honest, I would recommend using the brute. Again, the hunter's kind of pointless as well, so definitely a brute option for the sidekicks. Now onto the boosters, of course. This is again relatively subjective, but I would recommend using a lot of revive boosters. That's why I've got Combat Revive 1 and Helping Hand 1, of course. Now these revive alloy is 20% faster, and this increases the revive range by 100%. Basically, this is going to allow you to revive a lot better. And when there's a lot of enemies going to be falling on the ground after losing the idol or just getting killed normally, it's going to be very, very helpful to have someone who's able to revive people on the team. Now, of course, the Chintamani Stone is very, very useful. So if you're using the Chintamani Stone as your mystical, don't obviously use the Combat Revive and Helping Hand, because you're going to be using the Chintamani Stone to revive people. However, if you're using Indra's Eternity like myself, I would recommend using Helping Hand, Combat Revive, both very useful, and just enables you to revive teammates a lot easier. Now, of course, the final one, as I mentioned before, marking. Again, very, very useful with the use with the smoke bomb. Now, that's going to allow you to see through the smoke bomb, etc., etc. It's just going to be a very, very easy way of marking targets, obviously, and then enabling you to actually pick them off whilst they're trying to get the idol. So there you go, that's kind of my favourite Plunder loadout at the moment. Obviously this is going to be a very subjective loadout. Some people might like other bits of the loadout than others, but let me know your loadout for Plunder, of course. Have you tried this loadout out? Do you find it very useful? So let me know in the comments, of course. Come play with me on Uncharted 4. My PSN is the Oz UK, it'll be on screen right now. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Like the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and thanks for watching, everyone.